Hello, today we will be looking at programming constructs that you need to know for GCSE. So we're going to start with the sequence construct. Sequences programming just follows line after line until the code ends. The code will not be personalized to a user. So if I asked what your name was, you would respond and the program would respond if your name was Bob. Bob is a nice name. So I want you to pause the video here. And I need you to create a simple chatbot that uses the sequencing programming construct. To do this, you should use pseudocode, OCR reference exam language, or a high-level programming language you have studied. So this is the example of the sequence chatbot you could do. This will be improved with the other constructs in the upcoming slides. So I've used Python to create this code, and I have used what is your name, and then when they input their name here, it would just say name is a nice name. So, and then it would ask you what do you enjoy, and whatever you input here, he would just say me too to your in his response. So selection construct. Selection uses if statements. For example, if you ask what is 1 plus 1, the user responds 11, there would be an if statement to tell the user that the answer was wrong. This could also make the program feel more personalized to the user. So now, using the sequence chatbot you have created, you will improve it to add at least one if statement. If you can make the responses differ for a few names/hobbies, that will be even better. Remember to use a high-level language or pseudocode. This is an example of the selection. So if I put Billy to the response, what is your name? You would put my name is Billy too, or else he would be I would not have heard that name yet. So the final construct that you should know for GCSE is iteration. This construct uses two types of statements, for and while loops. These loops can loop for a time specified by the programmer, as well as a conditional controlled loop. So for the final task, you need to create a while loop and a for loop. For this type of code, use the idea of a maths game, because you can use a while loop inside a for loop. On the next slide, there will be an example based on that concept. An example of iteration. This is an example of using a for loop and a while loop. With this code, the user answers incorrectly, the question will be asked again. Once x is 11, the code will no longer run. So I've got x and it's in a range of 1 to 10. Then I put in my two variables. And then I've made this for the while loop. And then if the while correct is false, it will ask the user what's number 1 plus number 2. Then you have to make an attempt, which is your input. Then I've also added a selection construct in here as well. And then if the user answers wrong, it loops the code. And then correct equals true, so this while loop segment will no longer loop again. And I did x equals x plus 1. Any questions?